Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Someone who takes part in an activity. He was a major player in setting up the corporation. A person who participates in or is skilled at some game. Someone who plays a musical instrument, as a profession. A theatrical performer. A person who pursues a number of different social and sexual partners simultaneously. Someone who takes part in an activity. A person who participates in or is skilled at some game. Someone who plays a musical instrument, as a profession. Someone who plays a musical instrument, as a profession. Artist who composes or conducts music as a profession. A person who acts and gets things done. He's a principal actor in this affair. A theatrical performer. A theatrical performer. A person who makes deceitful pretenses. A theatrical performer. A theatrical performer. Of or relating to drama. The movie director had thespian cooperation. Make a logical or causal connection. Keep company with, hang out with. He associates with strange people. A degree granted by a 2-year college on successful completion of the undergraduate's course of studies. A friend who is frequently in the company of another. Bring or come into association or action. Any event that usually accompanies or is closely connected with another. First was the lightning and then its thunderous associate. A person who joins with others in some activity or endeavor. He had to consult his associate before continuing. A person with subordinate membership in a society, institution, or commercial enterprise. Associates in the law firm bill at a lower rate than do partners. Having partial rights and privileges or subordinate status. An associate member. A person who dissents from some established policy. A person who participates in competitions. An entertainer who performs a dramatic or musical work for an audience. An entertainer who performs a dramatic or musical work for an audience. Causing or capable of causing death. Mortal combat. A human being. Involving loss of divine grace or spiritual death. Subject to death. Mortal beings. Unrelenting and deadly. Mortal enemy. A human being. A human being. There was too much for one person to do. A grammatical category used in the classification of pronouns, possessive determiners, and verb forms according to whether they indicate the speaker, the addressee, or a third party. Stop talking about yourself in the third person. A human body, usually including the clothing. A weapon was hidden on his person. Characteristic of or meant for a single person or thing. An individual serving. Being or characteristic of a single thing or person. Individual drops of rain. A human being. Separate and distinct from others of the same kind. Mark the individual pages. Concerning one person exclusively. We all have individual cars. A single organism. The immaterial part of a person. The actuating cause of an individual life. Deep feeling or emotion. A human being. A secular form of gospel that was a major black musical genre in the 1960s and 1970s. Soul was politically significant during the civil rights movement. The human embodiment of something. The soul of honor. A human being. Someone who waits on or tends to or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. Occurring with or following as a consequence. An excessive growth of bureaucracy, with attendant problems. An event or situation that happens at the same time as or in connection with another. Being present, at a meeting or event, etc. Attendant members of the congregation. A participant in a masquerade. A man who has recently been married. Care for one's external appearance. He is always well groomed. Someone employed in a stable to take care of the horses. A man participant in his own marriage ceremony. Give a neat appearance to. Groom the dogs. Educate for a future role or function. He is grooming his son to become his successor. A participant in a masquerade. A man who has recently been married. A man participant in his own marriage ceremony. A participant in a formal discussion. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. The gathering satisfied both organizers and attendees. A participant in a religious retreat. Irish abbess. A patron saint of Ireland, 453 to 523. A woman participant in her own marriage ceremony. A woman who has recently been married. A participant in a masquerade. Someone who has or gives or receives a part or a share. Someone who has or gives or receives a part or a share. A person who is present and participates in a meeting.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.